Well, how much do you tip a robot? Experts now are saying that robots are going to be a major part of our workforce in 10 years. Not anchoring this show, Sparky. Apple Metro CEO Zane Tankel owns 37 Applebee's restaurants, says this could be a very big mistake. We'll have our Fox Biz All-Stars with us momentarily. But Zane, the big mistake would be what?
Well, people go to eat, and let's not forget what we do, lose our way. We're in the food business. We're in the restaurant business. So anything, I'm not against it, don't misunderstand, Neil, but we need a server. You need that experience. You need to have that.
No, it depends on the server. Right? I mean, I was a waiter. I thought a very good one.
Well, so was I. And I thought you were a good one.
But my point was and is that, you know, it's not always a wonderful experience for people. If they can just hit a few things on a tablet, get what they want without the whole nonsense.
Really good point. Really good point. The difference is with good management and assiduous follow-up of your staff, that distinguishes one restaurant company from another restaurant company. It's our obligation to not just hire anyone, anywhere, anytime.
What are you going to give your competitors that are exploring this?
Exploring the tablets?
Yeah.
Well, Applebea's is exploring the tablets. I think that...
Was that a threat if they double the minimum wage that you're going to do this?
No, not at all.
Yes, it was. Look at me.
I'm looking. I'm staring at you. Right. I'm staring at you. No,
it's double the minimum wage. If they did, would you do this?
Well, in New York State, we're an anomaly in that tip share goes into, so it wouldn't really impact us to that same degree that it would on a minimum wage.
But if they doubled it, would you be looking more seriously at that?
I can't tell you. In all fairness, I'm a great believer in the service experience.
I know, but you're also a great businessman from nothing. Really. And you're going to look at costs.
I guess that's where the rubber meets the road, and we'll have to make that decision.
You're going to do it.
No. It would depend on what do I lose against. Everything in life, Neil, as you well know, is a compromise.
Sure.
So what do you lose against what do you gain? Do you lose that at long-term relationship between the guest and our servers to lose our sales?
But Kayleigh, you know, what he's saying, though, is, you know, this might happen as just a cost savings. Anyway, not just for his industry, others. I mean, we see it when I was a kid. I mean, we would never see the automation we do on the automobile floor, contrary to what you might think. There were automobiles when I was a kid, but it was always just people on the floor. Now it's a lot of machines, so that we've already seen that change. So it's not a stretch to think robots dominate a lot of it.
And this is a good thing. The president has suggested this is a structural problem that we're automating things. But I think back to Milton Friedman, who allegedly went to a big government site and said, "Why are they all using shovels to build this canal instead of machines?" And they looked at him and said, "Well, we want to create jobs." And he said, "Well, why don't they use spoons instead of shovels then?" You know, that's the devolving point that the president's trying to get to by saying we can't automate it because we want to create jobs. Progress is good. That's the bottom line of all this.
But is progress going to get to the point where we will force the issue?
Well, I think the issue should be forced, but the issue should be forced in the education realm. I am a huge believer in technological innovation. We can try to stop it. That would be foolhardy and wrong. And by the way, we'd fail. What we need to do is recognize that this puts new challenges into our education system. It also creates new opportunities because, after all, as robotics explodes, the marketplace to create and serve these robots is going to be huge. The intersection
Would you welcome tablets at restaurants because a lot of the guys who run them can't afford more pricey?
Would I welcome them? I mean, if I could get my meal if I could get my meal faster, yes. And by the way, I've had a number of delicious meals at your restaurant.
Well,
so
thank you so much.
His restaurant
and the service has been very good, by the way.
Absolutely. But Lindsey, that's my big thing. I joke about it, but to make a larger point here, I mean, I don't know. All of you are thin, but there's a Roy Rogers on the Turnpike in New Jersey. The whole thing is practically automated. You go in there, you get your own drinks, you get your own burgers, you get your own fries, you practically make them. And now they have an automatic checkout at this one particular facility. And I'm just telling you, I don't encounter one person along the whole process. Now, that's how it is now, and nothing has been changed as far as the cost of those workers. So what I'm saying is we are getting there, and we are pushing our way there, whether people like it or not. What say you?
Well, you know, it's a really fine line. For the individual directly being replaced at that restaurant by a robot or by a tablet, well, this isn't necessarily a step in the right direction. But longer term, on aggregate, as we continue to develop more technology, as we get more automated in everyday processes, then this would increase production, increase capacity, and actually lower costs for everyone, putting more money back in consumer and investors' pockets to then grow and develop other areas of industry. So longer term, this is a net benefit for the economy. You know, we've had this argument for years now. Look at the toll system. When we went away from individual toll booth attendants to that automated system, that was something very difficult for people to get their hands
around. The automated
around.
toll booths were much more pleasant. That was the difference there. But where do we go with this?
Well, I just thought of something. You can drive your automated car through the automated toll booths to the automatic Roy Rogers, and you could go on automatic.
There you go. Exactly.
But I think the space is different. There's three spaces in the restaurant business. The fast food business certainly lends itself for quick service.
Right.
By definition, Roy Rogers is quick service.
Sure.
Anything that enhances quicker service, cost aside, is important. We're not in quick service. We're in what's called casual dining. No tablecloths, paper napkins. But there has to be an interaction. Can't be sanitized. And that's what automation does. It sanitizes.
Got to balance it.
It's a tool. Going back to what I said, it enhances your experience. That's how we open this up, Neil.
Understood. But in my business, it's never going to be max headroom because, you know, a robot would just read a prompter. And,
Robot
guys,
Neil.
could you keep moving up here?